Good news. See, the walls are closing in on Teflon Don. Oh, it's over, buddy. I'm getting pulled over, going to jail. Gotta call you back, guy. Please love the monk spot. Hey, man.
Hi, Doug. How are you?
Doing great. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So tell me the good news. So TBI contacted you and let you know.
Well, I called TBI Friday, and I had told them some stuff that I remembered back in August that my dad had told me about, I don't know, a month or so after Summer went missing. And so I called TBI and let them know, and then they let the head agent or whoever he was, they let him know, and then he called me back today. And I told him about what my dad had said. My dad had told me that Donnie told him that he didn't trust Candace, and that he thought that she put Summer down the septic tank clean out on the property. So,
wow.
Yeah, so they're going to be...
Well, you guys heard it here first. Don Wells told your dad that he thinks Candace put Summer down the septic well on the property?
Yeah, and he said he didn't trust her. He said he didn't trust Candace at all. That she was evil.
Well, that makes sense, because who was the last people while they were planting flowers, or were they sticking Summer down in that septic tank? You know, the boys don't want to plant flowers, and they weren't seeing or doing anything. So who really pots cactuses? Two little cactuses in that long. So that's long enough to actually do that to Summer, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
10 minutes?
Yeah. And he said he didn't trust her. He was. They let him know, and then he called me back today. And I told him about what my dad had said. My dad had told me that Donnie told him that he didn't trust, and I had told him some stuff that...
Mary in the house, is that you? Mary, okay. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Doug, how are you?
Doing great. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So tell me the good news. So TBI contacted you and let you know.
Well, I called TBI Friday, and I had told them some stuff that I remembered back in August that my dad had told me about, I don't know, a month or so after Summer went missing. And so I called TBI and let him know, and then they let the head agent or whoever he was, they let him know, and then he called me back today. And I told him about what my dad had said. My dad had told me that Donnie told him that he didn't trust Candace, and that he thought that she put Summer down the septic tank clean out on the property. So, yeah, so they're going to...
Well, you guys heard it here first. Don Wells told your dad that he thinks Candace put Summer down the septic well on the property?
Yeah, and he said he didn't trust her. He said he didn't trust Candace at all. That she was evil.
Well, that makes sense, because who was the last people while they were planting flowers, or were they sticking Summer down in that septic tank? You know, the boys don't want to plant flowers, and they weren't seeing or doing anything. So who really pots cactuses? Two little cactuses in that long. So that's long enough to actually do that to Summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
10 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 5.
That's why she was so adamant about, no, it took 2 to 10. She said, are you sure it wasn't 10? She's like, no, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
maybe that could have been the time at the point when...
Right.
I know that, you know, that nobody had seen Summer Wells that day alive, whether it was a CCTV or anything, or to prove that she was alive at any time that day. So I really don't know when it happened, but it would make sense that the accident happened at the swim hole, and then they you know, drop Hunter off, whatever, and then Candy Hare and her mom accidentally fake the video. I think that was on purpose, and then take the picture, which would show that she's fine, she's alive, but yet she's... Yeah. They're covering more. It seems like the jacket would be covering marks of something that caught her or something that beat her. Like, she could have had injuries that were showing that's why the jacket was on her on a hot day, right? Instead. And that's why they threw up like that. There's no reason for that jacket to be on her.
Yeah, I don't wonder if maybe Candace and Hunter were doing something in the woods, and Summer went swimming and she drowned or something.
That was my whole theory of them together and feeling something alone and placing the time that they could have been together, and the fact that Candy Hare wasn't there for it. I don't believe. I believe that it happened while she was left at home, and then they had to go back and pick her up, and that's why I believe Hunter was at the house twice that day, and the second time would be that part.
Right.
They went back to get Grandis. That way Grandis could make an appearance when they dropped Hunter off with Allie between 2 to 2:30. That would make total sense.
It's acceptable. Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, so anyways, how this started is I was at my mom's back in August, out on the porch with my dad and Randy, my brother, and my mom, and my dad was saying he didn't trust Candace, and I said, well, what do you mean you don't trust Candace? Because he had never even met her before. And he said, well, that's what Donnie keeps saying. And I said, really? I was like, well, what else did Donnie keep saying? And he said that he told him that he didn't trust Candace. He thought she was evil and mean. So sending a FBI, it really sucks because you know,
I think your internet's a little choppy right now. Mary, can I get you to grab a metal hanger, stand on one foot, and oh, you're good? Hello? You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I can hear you now. You sounded like a robot for a second. All right, there you go. That's a lot better. Thank you so much. So, if you could just back up a little bit. You just back a little bit. You said Don, you didn't trust Candace. Don said that to your father.
Yeah, he said he didn't trust him, or he didn't trust her, and that she was evil and mean, and he thought that she put her down the septic tank clean out on the property. Yeah.
And he says that on the 15th. So I do believe Don didn't know this was going to happen, and I believe that between Hunter and Candace and their little excursion and us being able to place them alone with Summer, that something could have happened. And like I said, them fooling around, drinking their twisted tea, smoking their whatevers, and doing whatever they're doing, something bad could have happened. Or Summer catches them doing something, and Candace beats her to a pulp.
Yeah. Yep.
And you don't see any of the injuries because all you see is a jacket in the car, right? There was no face shots, no nothing, I'm sure.
Right. But I did notice, in all them pictures of Summer, I came across a couple of them where she had bruises. I don't know.
So the law enforcement never looked down the whole tank, huh? Got into it?
No, they're going to have to get a search warrant to do that because they'll have to dig it up.
Well, it would be nearly impossible. I was going to say that it's going to be nearly impossible for Don and Candace to retrieve it before they were to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. There ain't no way they could. They would have to get a search warrant and get bulldozers up there and everything. And
I think didn't Candace say she wanted to get some bulldozers or something at one point?
I don't know.
Well, here's her wish coming. Here's her wish coming true. I think she needed some heavy machinery for something. Let us help out, Candace. Cornbread Candace.
Yep.
Don down the drain. We got Don down the drain and Cornbread Candace.
Yeah.
It depends on where the runoff to the septic tank is. If it's under the bunch of scrap metal or a vehicle or a camper, they wouldn't be able to see the freshly dug spot. Definitely needs to look at.
Right. Well, usually in a clean out, there's a big lid, a great big round lid on top, coming up out of the ground. So, yeah.
Wow. Do you know where it's located on the property yet?
I don't, but I was thinking of getting online and looking it up because I believe you could probably be able to find it maybe if you go on Google Earth or something. I don't know. I know there's a lot of new quirks and stuff that they've got on Google Earth that you can download. So, might be able to, get on Google Earth and see it, where it's at.
Oh my gosh. So I wonder if Don has ever said this to anybody that he thinks is an advocate for him, because if somebody is knowing this and is withholding information, this is a problem as well.
Right.
Now trying to protect the suspects. This is where you cannot become close with people who are suspects.
But you know what, Doug? I can't see Donnie covering up for Hunter.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure that's why he told Candace it was over. You know what I mean? Like, now everybody has something over each other's heads, right?
Right.
And I believe that Don may know about Rosemary Bly, and that's where Candace has got him by the balls, I think, is where if she's ever slipped to him on that, and that makes them lifetime partners or lifetime career criminals together, no matter what, right? So that's what each of them have it over each other's head. That's why Candace is still there, that's why Candace is still there, and that's why Don is still there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
They can't get away.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And if they do get away, then the fear of somebody telling on somebody is the fear. Now, when Don goes to jail and Candace may go to jail, that's the separation we need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's the pillow? Since Brandis doesn't like her.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Somebody asked a question. Where's the pillow? Since Brandis doesn't like her vehicle seat wet. But we're missing a black tote and the pillowcase and the pillow.
Yeah.
Apparently, we never saw that, and it wasn't there for Chris's interview. That was actually missing at that time. It was with apparently Brandis somewhere else, and she said there was craps and stuff in it, like craps, like Arctic craps.
Well, if she was so worried about Summer sitting on the seat being wet, what'd she do about Hunter? Grill him for 2 hours for sitting on her seat?
Right, and of course, then he didn't remember like the Skittles and like the orange soda because that was like, that would be confessing that he what it was that he took part in like anything that had THC in it or anything that could have had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were all trying to cover up from, Candace really tried hard during that interview to talk about the state flowers and how it was illegal, and she didn't want a part of that. I brought that up when I was going over Chris's stuff, and she really tried to redirect on all the stuff that she would not want to get in trouble for, not on her watch, and that she's such a good person. But yet she's misdirecting everybody from all the stuff that actually went on, along with Hunter and how who was actually there. I don't believe Candace Hare was walking down there with the cane that just got out of the hospital down the terrain and down into the water or anything. I don't believe any of that was true. I don't think she was even there at the watering hole.
Right. I don't think so either.
I think she was still at home. The boys were told not to go in and out, so they would have never saw her, right? And then something bad happens. Then they got to go home and grab her, right? They were only going to get medication, right? Then it all changed. The fishing, the swimming, no fishing poles, right? It's all the red truck, like I said, or it's all the blue van, it's all the blue blazer, it's all the SDA church, all this. Everyone's looking so far beyond, like reaching. I think. I mean, it's good to reach, but people are still on the church, still on Robin, and still on these people. When that's not the person you should. That's the misdirection people want, right?
Yeah.
That's why Don's feeding out these names the way he is, because it's taking the focus off of them and Hunter and everything, where we've been dissecting them. That's why I never let up on Don.